Now for week 12, Minor Arcana, we have officially moved on to the court cards. So this week we will be discussing the pages. In the following weeks, we have the knights, and then the queens, and then the kings. So let's start by talking about what the court cards are, what they represent. Well, they represent a person's energy. So this could either be you and your energy, or they could represent another person and another person's energy. It could be your influence of self, or it could be the influence of another person. Now, ideally, you're looking at the cards and males are represented for pages, knights, and king, and then women or females are represented for queens. But the cards are fluid. The cards they don't actually represent any specific gender. More typically they do, but there is no rule that says that. There is no specific gender to these cards. So I like to refer to the pages. They're like the babies, right? Because we start with the pages and they're the babies, and then we move on to the knights, who are all about action, and then the queens, who are all about giving, and then the kings, who are about the masters of the realm. So pages represent the earth element. They are new, they are young, they are enthusiastic, they are lighthearted, they're curious, they're spirited, they're excited, they're innovative. Think of a student, right? They're ready and they're open and they're excited to learning new things. They also are the bringer of messages because they're new, right? So they're new and they're curious. And so they can represent like a new energy, kind of like the aces, and like this message of, whatever, not necessarily the person, but it could be like bringing you the message of this energy. And like, this is the energy that you need to embrace in your life. This is the energy that you need to be looking for. This is the energy that you need to be seeking. That is one beautiful thing I love about the court cards is, to me, often they are saying, you need to be embracing the energy of the Page of Wands. You need to be embracing the energy of the Page of Cups. So what I'm saying, you need to be feeling and acting and exuding the attributes that go along with these cards, right? So think of all of these different cards. We're going to have 4 of each, right? You have a Page of Wands, Page of Cups, Page of Swords, and Page of Pentacles, just like you do in the Knights, the Queens, and the Kings. So think about them as personality types, and this person they each represent a different person. So often we need to embrace that type of person, or we have that type of person influencing our life, or we are that type of person, okay? But often in readings, this card comes up because it is specifically representing somebody else, or it is telling you that you need to embrace this part of you, or often it comes up that you need to stop being this type of person. For example, stop being the Page of Cups because you're too sensitive type energy. So let's get into what they actually are. So all of the pages are people who are assessing or asking for help or asking for guidance. And it comes down to what their different element is, right? So for Page of Wands, they're about will, inspiration, and passion. The Page of Cups is about emotions, relationships, and art. The Page of Swords is about ideas, systems, and communication. And the Page of Pentacles is about the physical world, resources, and finances. So you're taking the energy of what a page is, the energy of something new, young, enthusiastic, wanting to learn, and then you're putting it with whatever suit. And the suits are the same throughout. So the wands always represent will, inspiration, and passion. The cups are always emotions, relationships, and art. The pages are always ideas, systems, and communication. And the pentacles are always a physical world, resources, and finances. So this Page of Wands, he's enthusiastic and optimistic, right? So think of a little baby, enthusiastic energy, and then he's got the wands, which are fire, right? So he's enthusiastic, he's optimistic, he brings news and ideas, and he's somebody that you like to be around, and he is all about inspiration, and he is a discoverer, and he is limitless, and he is full of potential. very free spirit, very childlike enthusiasm, very adventurous, right? So you take all of that fiery wand energy and then you're putting it into a personality of a young, passionate, excited person, right? So it's a really fun, excited, like, let's get stuff started, let's go, like new ideas. Even just talking about him, like I can feel his energy, okay? He's a very free spirit and he's just ready to get things going. And then you have the Page of Cups. This person is sensitive and sweet, and they have this big open heart, right? Like they're a dreamer and they're creative, and often they are very naive, right? Because it's like that open heart, wear your heart on your sleeve type of person, okay? This also can, when we talk about how this is the bringer of news, it could be a very pleasant surprise, okay? It can also be about creative opportunities, intuitive messages, right? Messages of the heart. The Page of Cups is very sensitive and emotional and very curious. And this card represents possibilities. Like think of young love and the energy of just an open heart, and I'm emotional and I'm curious and I'm just ready to learn and I'm ready to be out there and I'm ready to create and dream and just embrace this newness. And then we have the Page of Swords. So this guy is clever and curious, and he is just bursting and thirsting for knowledge, okay? He is alert. This guy is sharp-witted. He is super talkative. Think about that little, the young kid in the class that's like the super smart one, and he doesn't even care that everybody else is a foot taller than him because he's smart and he's talkative and he's sharp-witted, and he uses the way that he communicates to still be popular, right? And to still be liked. And he's just very talkative. So remember, the swords are about communication and ideas. So when the Page of Swords comes up, often you're being asked to have a new way of communicating, right? He's just on a thirst for knowledge, and he is like the ideal student, okay? And then we have the Page of Pentacles, and this person is thrifty. They're ambitious. Remember, this is students, so they're about ways to develop abundance, and they're about focusing on growth. Remember, Pentacles are of the earth and the physical world. This person could be an apprentice or an actual student, right? This card represents skill development. So if you're being asked to embrace the Page of Pentacles energy, you're being asked, you're the bottom of the totem pole. You're being asked to embrace really learning something new and being a student. Like I said, these pages kind of can represent like the ace energy. So it can also be about financial opportunity and about manifestation. This person is very thrifty. They're very ambitious. They're very practical, and they're focused on growth. So that is a lot of information about the court cards and specifically the pages. And next week we will move on to the knights and then the queens and then the kings. So just remember, these energies represent yourself or an energy that you need to embrace, or the energy of another person that's influencing your life. And the pages are the first. They're the youngins. They're the babies. They're the excited ones. They're the ones that are about new beginnings. They're the ones that are about new growth. And they are assessing or asking for guidance in whatever their realm is. So whether it's the wands being the fire realm, the cups being the water realm, the swords being the air realm, and then the pentacles being the earth realm. And then always remember, each of those realms rule different things. So when we're talking about wands and fire, we're talking about will, inspiration, and passion. When we're talking about cups and water, we're talking about emotions, relationships, and art. When we're talking about swords and air, we're talking about ideas, systems, and communication. And when we're talking about pentacles and earth, we're talking about the physical world, resources, and finances.